Okay, so welcome to the Visible Wiki Women Edit-A-Thon, hosted by World Pulse's wonderful partners whose knowledge. And I have already mentioned it, but in case you missed it, as you join, introduce yourself in the chat. And please, if you have any translation or accessibility needs, please let us know or send a private message to Dawn. Dawn, say hi in the chat so they know that you're there. This session will be recorded, is actually being recorded now. This recording will be available on World Pulse's YouTube channel in case you want to keep uploading images even after this event and you need to go through the training again. If you have an issue with the session being recorded, we recommend that you turn off your video and your profile photo on Zoom and change to an anonymous name, or just let us know that you would like to be edited out of the video we'll be uploading, and we'll make sure to do that. Can we go to the next slide, please? What are we going to do today? Before we start and before I pass the mic to the Whose Knowledge team, I will first share a quick overview of the session. So first, I will share the guidelines to make this a safe, private, and friendly space. Then I will be briefly introducing our facilitators team. Then a special guest will share a few words with you. And then Whose Knowledge will take over with their intro to their organization, the Visible Wiki Women campaign, and Wikimedia Commons, so you start feeling familiarized and more comfortable with what we'll be doing today. We will then have a little break before we get started. And after that break, we will get into breakout rooms, so you have more personalized attention and training and start uploading your photos. And finally, we will regroup in this main room to check out, where you'll share your experience, your thoughts, your feelings, etc. And then that will be all. And so I will now share the guidelines to make this a safe space. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, so this session is brought to you by World Pulse in partnership with Whose Knowledge. World Pulse is an independent, women-led, safe social network for social change. Whose Knowledge is a global campaign to center the knowledge of marginalized communities, the majority of the world, on the internet. And in order to uphold our values as organizations and keep both our communities and our events safe, we have a set of community guidelines that will be replicated here so that we can ensure we keep a friendly space for all. So the first one is that we encourage you to share openly, honestly, and to post original content, which is, remember, this is key for the Edit-A-Thon. We agree to interact respectfully with one another. Remember, this is a space of safety, support, celebration, and of learning from one another. We also recognize and honor the diversity of our experiences, belief systems, and differing local contexts. And this will all lead to keeping the space safe, private, and friendly for everyone. Are we all in agreement? So feel free to post on the chat if you think we should add anything else to these guidelines, or if you're not entirely comfortable with something that I have just shared. And okay, so I think everyone is in agreement. And now I want to introduce you to the amazing Whose Knowledge team, who will be the facilitators of this event. Ajeli Brana is a co-director and co-founder of Whose Knowledge. Mariana Fossati is this year's Visible Wiki Women campaign coordinator. Claudia Pozo is a communications lead at Whose Knowledge, and Pamela Ofori Boateng is this year's Visible Wiki Women Africa campaign coordinator. If you have a chance to say hi at some point, that would be amazing for everyone to get familiarized with your faces. And then we can keep going to the next slide. And then, I mean, of course, some of you know us. I'm Ana Lozano. I'm the advocacy manager at World Pulse. And as you might already have noticed, I will be your master of ceremonies today. And Donna Arteaga, the community engagement director at World Pulse, will be our executive producer. She's on the chat. She will help you with anything technical. And we will be present for anything that comes up. And we do have a special guest today who most of you for sure already know, the amazing Carolyn Seaman. So can we go to the next slide, please? And over to you, Carolyn. She will share a few words with you about her experience being an editor and part of the Wikipedia and Wikimedia communities. And over to you, Carolyn.
Thank you so much, Anna. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here. For a minute, I was also thinking, who is the special guest? And I was anxious to see. So happy to be here and happy to be sharing this amazing space. I'm so excited to not be here as a just an editor this time, but also to be here as one who was part of the last Edit-A-Thon we did. Which was an amazing experience as well last year, even though it was in the peak of the COVID. But I'm here to share about my experience as a Wikimedian. I joined the Wikipedia community in Nigeria back in 2019. First and foremost, I'm a World Pulse ambassador. Okay, so that's why I'm excited to be here. And then second, I'm a Wikimedian here in Nigeria. I was part of the WikiGap campaign in Nigeria in 2019, which was organized at the time by the Embassy of Sweden in Nigeria. And for me, I mean, I was coming from a background of working around gender and development and also working in the tech ecosystem in Nigeria. But I was blown away by the sudden realization of the level of inequality we had in terms of women's profiles on the internet, especially on Wikipedia. If anybody is like me, if I'm meeting somebody I've never met before, the first thing I do is go to Google to check, do I know this person? And most times it's exciting to be able to read somebody's profile on Wikipedia. So it's really heartbreaking when you find that women who have accomplished so much in our different spheres of society are not represented on Wikipedia. And then you find so many men's profiles are readily available for you to access on Wikipedia. So back at 2019, when I was having this first experience as an editor, I was building the skills, and we had this really fun campaign exercise where we were supposed to build profiles of women in politics, notable women in civil society, in sports. And again, ambitious Caroline, right? I went straight to see, okay, do we have the profile of the First Lady? And oh, yes, sure, the First Lady's profile was there. And then next, I was like, okay, the Vice President's wife. I want to see what her profile is like, if I can do some edits. And then I was awakened to this shocker. Our Vice President's wife has no profile on Wikipedia. And for me, I was like, okay, let me quickly set that up. That's a very big, ambitious one. And then I couldn't build her profile. Why? Because there was just not enough credible sources. That's one of the things we're going to be learning in this session, I'm sure. You need to refer to newspapers. You need to refer to credible sources to be able to build people's profiles on Wikipedia. And that was my first shocker. And immediately it resonated for me that we really need to push, first and foremost, to get a lot of women's profiles even in our mainstream media, so that enough credible sources are available for us to build proper profiles for women in Wikipedia. So I was really so passionate about that, and since then I've been very active, engaging different campaigns to include women's profiles on Wikipedia, including the Visible Wiki Women we had with World Pulse last year. So I'm so excited about this platform. Thank you, World Pulse. Thank you, Whose Knowledge. Thank you, everybody that is here and really being passionate about improving women's profiles on Wikipedia. I'm sure we're in for a very exciting exercise. For many of us that are here, like me back in 2019, they're like, oh my gosh, where do I start? This is a very fantastic community. All the profiles you see on Wikipedia are built by volunteers like you and I that are in this space and time right now. So welcome on board, and we're in for a very exciting ride. not just building these skills for ourselves, but really taking that power that this platform has given us to amplify women's profiles on Wikipedia. So thank you again. I'm glad to be here and wishing us a very fantastic Edit-A-Thon.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. You're so amazing. And I think you got us all excited about this event. But anyway, before I pass the mic to the Host Knowledge team, I just wanted to ask for your consent to take a group picture. And if you have an issue with this, let us know on the chat or speak up. But if we're good to go, just put on your best smile and we will just need to see everyone's faces on the screen. So we get ready, we take the screenshot, and then we begin this Edit-A-Thon. Everyone's good with taking a picture? Okay, good. So Mariana, can we see, put the, I don't know how to call it, so we can see everyone's faces?
The grid view?
Yep.
The gallery view.
I can do the photo if you want, Anna.
Yes.
And if you click on your gallery view, you can do it. Okay, so everyone smile. 1, 2, 3. Got it.
Thank you, Dawn, for figuring everything out as usual. So it's time to begin this Edit-A-Thon. So over to you, Adeli, Mariana, Claudia, and Pamela.
Hi, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
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 So bom dia, which is good morning in Portuguese. I am Brazilian, Afro-Brazilian, but I'm sitting right now in the territory of the Lisjan Ohlone people in California. And I'm really excited. I think Carolyn really got us right, like our energy and the excitement for the session for sure, super high up. And I wanted to thank you, Carolyn, for joining, for sharing how it was your trajectory into the movement and really changing, right? Like, as you said, changing the gender gap on Wikipedia and Wikimedia. And really also thank our partners, WordPulse. You are amazing, and it's really always a pleasure to work together and to be with your community. So we were really looking forward to this day. And we are here to really talk to you about visibility and invisibility online and how we, as a network of women, of feminists, of activists, found a hack to be into this world and to bring more women to Wikipedia and the broader internet. And the goal for this Edit-A-Thon workshop is to really tell you all about this hack, the tips and tricks, and how you can also change the gender gap on Wikipedia, not by writing articles, Wikipedia articles, but actually bringing the images that are so few and far in between of the women that already have biographies and the ones that do not have biographies yet, or women that, right, like there's not even enough documentation of daily routines and our daily lives and struggles on a platform like Wikimedia Commons. And we're gonna get to you all the details of how this works. So let's go to the next slide to really start looking at why this is so important, right? Like we have been, Caroline mentioned, I just mentioned that Wikipedia has this really ginormous gender gap when we see that less than 25%, I think right now it's even around 20% of the biographies on Wikipedia are of individuals who identify as women. We are not even, right, like talking about LGBTQI non-binary individuals here, which then probably it's even lower than this 20%. So you see that the majority, right, 80% is biographies of individuals that identify as men. And then if I look at and we all look at this 20-25% of biographies of women, then what we see is that within that, only then 20% or 1/4 of it have images. So when you are lucky enough to go on Wikipedia, look for a biography of a woman that you really want to learn more about and get to know, you may find, right? If you're lucky, you may find the biography, but oftentimes you are not going to find the biography with a profile picture. So let's see why that then is spreads, why that is so strategic for us. Next slide. Yes. So here, right, and some of you may know this already, Wikipedians and Wikimedians are volunteers, and we have amazing groups of activist volunteers that are working to create more articles and biographies about women. And we, whose knowledge, we are part of this network, but because we really saw that no one was doing a campaign or creating resources and working on the space of visibility, and we felt that it was so important, we create Visible Women campaign 4 years ago. And this is we were bringing here two, right, like two screenshots that show you how important it is to work on visibility and also the production of content, right? Like writing the articles about marginalized women in general, but especially the focus is on marginalized women. And here we show you in the first screenshot on your left, there is the article about Olive Morris, right? Which is a Jamaican born but British based leader and activist. And you see her image right on the side. And then when you go to Google and right on the search Olive Morris, you're gonna see, right, like Wikipedia is referenced in that knowledge panel. So Google and other big search engines, they are referencing and they are bringing the content that is on Wikipedia to their platforms and their images as well. So you are able, even if you don't go to Wikipedia itself, you are still getting Wikipedia content and Wikipedia images, right? As a result of your search. So what if someone is invisible on Wikipedia, that invisibility is likely to spread. And the same, if someone is visible on Wikipedia, that visibility is also likely to spread. So let's go to the next slide. And then the key point here, right? We all want to really change the realities of women, our realities, the realities of women around us and our communities. And we need to see and understand that invisibility is a systemic violence, is a type of systemic violence and is intersectional violence because not really affects only women, really affects disproportionately Black and brown women, indigenous people, LGBTQIA folks, disabled folks, working class folks, and global South communities in its majority. So there is an intersection of oppression and of our many identities that really historical and current structures of power and privilege used to oppress us. So invisibility is not an accident. The fact that those images do not exist, it's not an accident. And it is in our power, and you will see and you will learn that we can change this reality. So let's go to the next slide. So this is about the campaign this year. As I said, we have been doing this campaign for the last 4 years. And every year, right, like we have new partners, we have new activists coming on, we have people from all over the world joining, has been always being an online campaign. And this year we have really gotten inspiration from AWeed to create a campaign around feminist realities and really trying to portray the women that are living our resistance on a daily basis and inspiring us with ideas of liberation, what liberation looks like. Today. So we have the campaign running right now. We have just extended it. The campaign is going to go until end of May. So there's plenty of time. So if today you don't get to upload your pictures, but you got excited and you want to talk to organizations, or maybe you work for an organization that has a huge archive and you would like to bring those images to the platform Wikimedia Commons, which Mariana is going to talk to you in a bit, then we have time and we are here to support you for that. We have a really ambitious goal to bring 5,000 images to Wikimedia Commons, and we really invite you all to, after today, join us in the campaign. And I think the next slide, yes, it's Mariana. So over to you, Mariana.
Hello, everyone. So I will tell you more about the platform that we are using in this campaign, called Wikimedia Commons. Wikimedia Commons is part of the Wikipedia family websites. As may you know, Wikipedia has different languages versions, and it has other platforms related and connected with Wikipedia. One of the more important ones is Wikimedia Commons, because it's the big multimedia library for all Wikipedia versions. So every Wikipedian brings images to every article from Wikimedia Commons. It's like a media center, like a big repository that hosts more than 72 millions of media files, including images, but also videos, audio, presentations, PDF, a lot of content. And the more important thing is that this library is open and free, and everyone can contribute and use the files hosted on Commons. That's why we are inviting you and everyone to upload the images here on Wikimedia Commons, because you are free to contribute, following a few guidelines that we will explain, but you can contribute, everyone can do it from every country, every city, doesn't matter gender, age, anything. You can contribute freely, and you can download the images, you can put the images in slides, in a collage, in every place you want. If, of course, you need to refer the author and the source, but beyond that, you are free of use all this cultural archive that people is putting together in this big multimedia library. And what type of images you can add to Wikimedia Commons, and specifically for the Visible Wiki Women campaign, you can add photographs that you have taken yourself, and you are willing to release under a free license. A free license means that you allow people precisely what I said about Wikimedia Commons, that you are allowing people to download, reuse, do copies, spread copies of the images to everyone. So once you are uploading the images, you are making like a kind of donations to the Commons, to the open and free Commons pool of resources that everybody can enjoy and use. You can also upload images under public domain, which means that if you have images very old, vintage images, for instance, a museum, an archive, a library that have old images from the past, like paintings that like old photos, old recordings that are with copyright expired because the pass of the years. That means that the images are under the public domain and you can share it on Commons. And you can also include images that other people have made available under free licenses, because in the internet exist other platforms similar to Commons in some ways that allows people to release images under these terms of open copyright. So if you find some of those images that are super useful for Wikipedia, you can bring them to Wikimedia Commons also. And we will make an uploading demonstration, but before, it will be good to listen from you if you have any question, because what I have said maybe is new for some of you. Public domain, free licenses, Wikimedia Commons, and so on, and Visible Wiki Women, of course. So if you have any questions, we will be super happy to hear that. Maybe you can put it on the chat or just chant by voice.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello? Can we use these images from the Commons to, you know, the where the financial purpose is there, or the commercial purpose, or is it
Yes.
only for the?
Yes,
Okay.
you can use the images with a commercial purpose, because it's one of the uses of the possibilities that the authors are giving to other people through this platform. You can use this, for instance, if you need the image for, I don't know, to printing a book with illustrations, and you want to sell the book, you can you are allowed to use the images. The only requirement is to refer the author and the source, and you can find that information in the in each image page.
Okay, so can we edit and you know, Photoshop the images?
Yes, you can also edit the images. Yes, that's possible, and depending of the license, you must to release your remix or your collage or the altered or the new version under the same license. In the majority of the cases, if you make a collage, for instance, based on an image from Wikimedia Commons, you must to release to make the image as free as the original.
Okay, thank you very much.
We have a couple questions in the chat about account creation, which I feel so strongly. I'm so tired of creating new accounts. So I'm with everyone who's having account trouble. And so one question is, can you delete an account, and how? And the other one is, can you, if you forgot what your username is there a way to track that down somehow?
I can take the first one, which is if you can delete an account. And for this process, we really advise you to create a new one. So let's say you created one, you have not even created your user page yet, or have put details on it, and you changed your mind. The easiest process is for you to create a new one, because you yourself cannot really delete that account. And we need to go back and check with like a Commons admin to see what the process process is for deleting it, but only a Commons admin can do that if that's possible. I think one of the things to keep in mind about a wiki, that a wiki is meant to save everything. Once you created something, right, that's going to be there. It doesn't really have that customization, right, like building to this, and it's not like a Google Doc or other things or other platforms that you use that you can quickly delete something. In that case, you do need a process, and that's really to guarantee that the content that folks are adding to wiki and open platforms are staying there, right? Because if anyone could delete, then we would probably not have a encyclopedia. So that is why it's not so easy to delete. So just create a new one, and then we can get back with more information. If there is a process to be followed, we can get back to Dawn and Anna, and they can circle back with you all. And then Mariana, do you want to take the second one?
Yeah, so tracking down your username if you forgot it.
Yes.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
If you forgot your username, how do you find it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, if you forgot your username, I think I need to check, but since probably you have registered with your email, with an email account, so I think that you can recover with your email. So I think that's the easy way. You go to forgot your password, and then there you can introduce your email, and the information will be sent to your email inbox.
And maybe just to add to that, if I can, yes, usually when you create your user account, you receive a confirmation email, right? So maybe just try to look for that email in your inbox from when you created it, and you should have your username there, right?
Right, good point, yes.
Yes, that's definitely the easiest, because I just checked. So when you go to forget your password, there's a field there that has to contain the username, I believe, because it's already autofilled with my username. So I think what Claudia is saying, it's probably the most straightforward way for you to find that out. And you're going to be here along this this workshop. So if you want to try that and come back, then we can figure out further. Does that help?
Great. I don't think we have any other questions coming through. So those sounds like you answered the questions. Thanks.
All right.
All right. So let's go through the uploading demonstration then. Create your account, login, and start uploading images. You have to go to commons.wikimedia.org. Let me show you that in the presentation. Maybe it's more clear there. There is in the right corner, you will find this login link, and then you will go to the login page where you will introduce your credentials. So this is my username. I have typed my username, and this is my password. And clicking in login, I will be in. I will change the interface to English. I am a Spanish Wikipedia editor, so normally I use the interface in Spanish also. And that's a good, you can change it here, shift language if you want. So once I am here in the main page, there is a simple button here, upload, and I can start uploading images immediately. Visible Wiki Women is a special campaign, and we have also a special page just for Visible Wiki Women with an upload button here. I will share it later I will share it in the chat, but it's the same thing. This is just another way to start uploading. So I will click the upload blue button, and my first option is to select media files to share, or even I can drop files here, just dragging and drop the files. For instance, I have my images here, and I can just drag and drop. That's one option. Or I can browse in my computer through the folders and find my image. I will drop my image here. In this case, I didn't find in my archives a new portrait of a woman, so I just created a new photo, which is a table with some art supplies for doing collage. I am collage is my hobby, and I think that it could be useful for other people to know what they need to start a collage. So I just took that photo, and I am uploading this to Wikimedia Commons because I think that it can be useful. But it's the same process if you have a women portrait, a photo, an illustration, a video, an audio. I can add more files if I want. So you can do multiple uploadings at the same time. That can be useful. For instance, I will select another one this way, just for you to see how to do it, exploring the files in my computer. So once I have all my images, I will click in continue. And Wikimedia Commons asked me if these images are my own work, or if not, if these are works that belongs to other people. So in this case, and this is my suggestion for you if you are doing this for the first time, I am releasing my own images that I took last night. So the images comes from my phone. I am the author, so I will click here. These files are my own work. And Commons put here my username, but I can change it. I can change this for instance, my real name, or another pseudonymous if I have other alternative identities. But I just will leave my username, my Wikimedia Commons or Wikipedia username. So remember to select these files are my own work only if the images are your own work. That's very important, if this is your original work. The other options are a bit more complicated. So today I won't show you how to upload files that are not your own, but keep in mind that that possibility exists and is another option. So I will click on next. And in this page, I have to describe my archives. And this is important because Wikimedia Commons is not a collection of random archives with any information. You can just upload random files, but the community is very commitment to add information, to classify the information, to organize this big multimedia library. So it's important for us to provide an image title. In this case, since my image already have a very or pretty described title, I will use the title of the archive, but you can change it. You can change the title for something else. You can include a caption. A caption is a very short sentence that describes in few words the image, just in case you use it on a Wikipedia article and you want to people know about the image, something about something, some few words about the image. And then in the description, you can provide all information that will help others understand what the files represent. In this case, I have some notes about what this image represent. I have added a more detailed description. Then you have to provide a date, the date where work was created or first published. And Wikimedia Commons automatically takes the data that is in your, the metadata that is in your file. But if there is no data here, you can put it, you can type the date, or you can select the date using this calendar. And finally, the categories. The categories are a way to make the files easier to find for others. So it's like categories are like folders, like the folders in your computer or your devices. So you can find the photos from your vacation or your last trip, it's a birthday, etc. You normally classify your photos. You can do the same thing here in Commons, and many categories already exist to categorize your images. For instance, I will choose the category collage in this case. And an important thing, if you are uploading a women portrait to Visible Wiki Women, you can type Visible Wiki Women, and you can select the current year, in this case 2021, and your images will be categorized in the Visible Wiki Women big folder of the year. And that's the way to participate in our campaign. Sorry for not having a woman portrait for the example. You know, pandemic times, I didn't have any chance to photograph women in the last weeks. But if you are uploading a women image, you can use this. I will remove it now because this image is not related with Visible Wiki Women.
Mariana?
Mm-hmm.
There's a question in the chat from Tam asking, if we try to send a photo and description and the woman is already there, will it tell us that the woman is already there? Is there a way to know?
Yes, good question. If the photo is the same, Wikimedia Commons will notify you, will alert you that you cannot upload a duplicate file if the exactly same image already exists. But if the photo is a new photo for a woman that is already on Commons, if there are other photos from the same person, this isn't a problem. Isn't a problem at all. And actually, on Visible Wiki Women, people upload photos, different photos from the same person, and that's perfectly fine. And it's good because you have different stages, situations, different moments in the life of the person, so that's okay. The only thing that is not allowed is to upload a duplicated file.
Thank you.
Okay. I have my two images, I have descriptions, I have included the category. As you can see, if you start typing, you will find the category here. And it's important to try put the more accurate and the more exact category that you can. For instance, I could put here the category art, but collage is under the category of art. It's more exact. It's a more exactly category, even when collage is at the same time art. I won't use art. I just use collage because collage is under the category of the art in Wikimedia Commons. So, as you can see here, you are releasing all the data that you have provided under a free license, also in the same way that you are releasing your image. And once you have checked that all information is there, you will publish files. At this stage, if there is any data field that is missing, Wikimedia Commons will alert you, and you will have the opportunity to fill the data that is missing. Here, I have the option to add more data, but I will skip this step. I can explain this later if you wish, but just for simplify this, I will skip this step. And voila, the images are ready. And if you click in the links, in the image links, you will see your image page. Your image is on Wikimedia Commons and is ready for be used on any Wikipedia article. You can see here the license and the terms under you have released the images. You can see here your username and the category is here. So that was the short demo. And if you have any questions at this moment, you can share it, but remember that we have also the opportunity to continue with questions and answer in the breakout rooms.
Perfect. Thank you so much. What a clear description.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions?
I interrupted with the one that came through on the chat. So I think unless somebody has something else, I think that's been.
I'm just being reminded of how important this is, given how all of the amazing things women have done continues to be covered up.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. And I think this is why we're doing, like, exactly why we're doing this, to try to change the tide. So before we go into breakout rooms, we are planning a very short break. So anybody has a chance to stretch or to create their account if they haven't already, or just run to the bathroom, or just make a third cup of coffee. Well, third for me. And I don't know. So how about 3 minutes or 5 minutes? What would be best for you? Can you like put it on the chat? So like we are planning officially this, Shamila, on your question in the chat. So we have 35 more minutes officially, but we might run over because breakout rooms will take around 30 minutes. And then after breakout rooms, we will have around 10 minutes just to check out, for you to share how you feel, what you learned, and that will be it. So, okay, 5 minutes. Maybe we should put some music for the ones that want to stay around. Okay, so see you in exactly 5 minutes, which is, I don't know, everyone is in different time zones, so I will just not say the time.
I'll stop the music when the 5 minutes is up. How's that?
Awesome. Thank you.
Can everyone hear the music?
No sunny day, you rest my soul, you make it easy to see the goal. No sunny day,
Hello.
you make it
Hey, Paula, we're on a quick break. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Bring me down to a clean river, bury my
We're on
burdens
break.
and quell this fever. Leave me hollow and laughing the light. Oh, sunny mountain
Okay.
higher, into the embers and through the midnight fire. Be breathless, stand stainless, and touch the wild tameless. No sunny day, you rest my soul, you make it easy to see the goal. No sunny day, you rest my soul, you make it easy to see the goal. Take me over fields of yellow, wash my body and lift me up so I can sing that long, long way back home. On those highways touch the wild, tameless, yeah. Oh, sunny day. No sunny day. Oh, sunny day. You rest my soul. You make it easy to see the goal. No sunny day. Oh, sunny day. You rest my soul. You make it easy to see the goal. Oh, sunny, oh, sunny day. Oh, sunny, you rest my soul. Oh, sunny, you make it easy to see the goal. Oh, sunny day. You rest my soul. You make it easy to see the goal. Oh, sunny, be breathless, stand my soul. Touch it, you make it easy to see the goal. Oh, sunny day. You rest my soul. You make it easy to see the goal. Be breathless, stand stainless.
All right, are we about ready to come back, everyone? All right, I think that's the end of our 5 minutes. Shall we go ahead and go into breakout rooms? Great. And since we are a smaller group, I was thinking, Adeli and Mariana, let us know how many rooms you want, but maybe we just do like 2 or 3 rooms. What do you think?
We can do 3 rooms.
3 rooms? Okay. Perfect. Great.
Good. And regarding to the time, I think we think that maybe 20 minutes is enough. What do you think?
Okay, perfect.
So then people can come back and like reflect a little bit, and we can have
Yeah.
a sense of where we are leaving today. Yes.
Yes, great. And is there, did you need to give anyone instructions before we go into the breakout rooms?
Yes, for the breakout rooms, if you have your photos at hand in your devices, you will be able to upload into Wikimedia Commons. So the idea is to log in, upload the photos, and see. We can discuss about, for instance, what categories to use, or we can try to solve any problem in the process. And even if you have any issue with your accounts, we can also help with that. But the idea is to try to upload your own images on Commons. Especially if you have women images, you can share it on the campaign. If not, it's totally fine. You can upload images in other categories.
Okay, we have the breakout rooms ready to open. And so Adeli, Mariana, and Claudia are going to lead the breakout rooms. And we'll have World Pulse staff in each room as well to support as needed. And we'll come back here in 20 minutes. See you soon, everyone.
Looking for the image to upload.
Yes, it's not easy. Yes, it's not easy to decide what image to share.
But we can always come back. You can write to us in case you are stuck over the next days. I can help out. Mariana can help out. I mean, in a few minutes, we will share some contact info in case you want to keep doing this. Oh, so I see many kids here. Like, it's stop it, mom. Pay attention to me. Well, I mean, thank you for joining. We would just love to hear from you about how you felt, your experience. I don't know if someone already wants to start. If you want to talk, just like unmute yourself and share what are your feelings, what did you learn, what surprised you, what are you missing if you want to keep doing something else related to this Edit-A-Thon. Who wants to go first?
What surprised me was how easy it was to upload a picture, the steps, and yeah, I thought this is a big thing and it's very difficult. Once she explained everything, it was really easy. And I uploaded, I shared my link to my image. I think the resolution is a bit low, so it appears grainy. I really enjoyed the process. Thank you very much.
Tam, you were going to say something.
Oh, I got stuck on waiting for a password reset, but I'm fired up to get through this and get busy on this.
No, and I'm really curious about what you will upload, Tam, because I know you're very involved in like in putting women and women's faces and women's names and women's voices like out there, and like for them to be acknowledged in history. And I know you might have a lot there, like a big archive. of women that we are going to upload. So maybe we can continue doing this in the weekend or something, and I can help you.
That's great. Great.
And I have a tip for you for making women visible. When you upload an image to Wikimedia Commons, you can add the Visible Wiki Women 2021 category. And also, if you wish, you can add the name of the women, not only in the title, but also in the category. Because if other people brings images of the same person, all the images will be together in the same category, like a small archive of the person, and that's really nice.
I want to share. Oh, quickly, I want to share that it was great. Say hi, Benji. Now he's quiet because he's listening to all of you. But I wanted to say that we realized when we were in our breakout room that WordPost needs its own category, so we can have many of you right like there. So this is one to-do list for all of us, and also right that some what is it that I wanted to say? The second point was that when we were adding the description for Jill's image, Anna brought up a really great point that when we talk a little bit more of like the many hats that we wear, right? Like what are the organizations that we are associated with? And organizations or movements that we wanted to be of reference, to add that in the description, right? So in the description, Jill did a really great job talking about how she's a WordPost ambassador and other things. So then when folks are looking for her and will find that image, they will not only see her, but also get a little bit more of context of what she does. So I just want to bring this up as you continue to add those images, and we'll add descriptions and also categories to keep that in mind.
Thank you. And I want to voice what Ari mentioned in the chat. She says, an eye-opener to know everyone has the right to be on Wikipedia, not just the big guns and celebrities, and the process was easy to follow. I didn't come prepared to create an account, but I have learned the basics on how to start when I am ready. Thank you all. And Jill has a question about how does WordPost get added as a category? I was planning on clicking around and figuring it out, but if you have the answer, I would love that.
Yes, you can create categories on the fly. So if the category doesn't exist in that moment, it will be a red link instead of a blue link. But that's all. You have created a new category. And then even you can put the WordPost category under a bigger category, for instance, feminist organizations or feminist international organizations. So that way, all the information is organized under the correct folder in a way. Yes.
Mariana, I think then maybe we can circle back later to how to tell Anand on how to make the red link become a blue link, because I think that is the end goal, right? Like of the question.
Yes, exactly. So I will reach out to you in case I get stuck with that. But yes, I would love to hear more about the rest. Regina, Kay, Sabina. I don't know if you want to speak to what you learned and how you felt. Regina, I think you're on mute and I see you're talking.
Hello, and hello everybody. I'm really glad to be on this training and I've learned so much. I wasn't able to create an account because they kept refusing my username, but that did not discourage me from coming to the training. I'm so glad that I came, and I was following up when Mariana was showing us how to upload pictures and the different ways of using the Wikipedia Commons. And I think that after this, I'm going to be doing some work on it. And of course, I'll be shouting out for help to you, Anna, Jill, and every other person who has been following closely. I'll be able to ask questions when I'm stuck. And I know by the end of the week, everything will be okay. Thank you so much.
Lovely. For everyone that got stuck, creating an account, we can try to get organized to, for you to get support. And if you're stuck uploading the pictures, well, let's just figure it out. As World Pulse, we can definitely help you. And I don't know who else wants to speak up.
I would share one thing that we talked in our breakout room. Regina, I think that was Regina, or no, Tamarak, put attention on the main page, and what you can see on the Wikimedia Commons main page. There is a picture of the day, media of the day, and so on. And we talked about that it's not very common to see a woman in the main page of Commons. And that is one of the reasons why we still doing Visible Wiki Women every year, because it will be good to see more women faces in the main page.
Ari asked a question in the chat, and she said, is there a category for those advocating for, say, specific health conditions? I advocate for sickle cell disorder. Could that be a thing? And then Claudia shared a link. So there is such a thing. And I don't know, how does one find that, those sort of more specific categories, so that they know that it exists and that what they do can be categorized under that? Is it just typing the categories?
Yes. Let me share my screen quickly for showing that. If you go to the search box on Wikimedia Commons, and if you type category, and then you type the name of the category that you are seeking for, that you are looking for, maybe you will find it or something similar. Let me try. Yes, exactly what Claudia have. Yes. Have found. If you type category and then the name of the category, you will find it. And if there is not a specific category with that name, maybe you can try with another, or eventually you can create the category. And the way to create the category is to find an image related with that thing, and put a category in the image, and then the category will be created.
Lovely, thank you for that. And I have the feeling that either Theodora or Sabina or both were meaning to speak up. So if that's the case, if I'm correct, could you share something?
Hi. Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't really able to participate, but I was listening in, and I just wanted to, say hi and thank you. And that I do this stuff in the reverse a little bit. I teach women's and gender studies, and I have students create biographies for women, but the problem is we never find images. So when I saw this, I got this email randomly. So when I saw this, I was like, I have to tune in. So I'm just really interested to know more, and I'd love to be in touch. So yeah, that's my little comment.
Well, wonderful. Thank you for that. And I mean, nice to meet you. And Sabina, was I confused or did you mean to say something?
No, I was just going to say it's been absolutely informative, educational, a real eye-opener. There are so many ladies I'd like to see on Wikipedia, but they just aren't highlighted there. Nobody knows about them. So this is really, really my type of work. I love reading, but my only issue right now is I don't have my reading glasses. So everything that you've presented to me, I couldn't read. I couldn't read any of the presentations. I've really struggled actually uploading the photographs because I can't read right now. Once I have my reading glasses, I'll be able to do most of the work. But right now it's all about actually going through everything step by step again, rewatching the video, making sure I actually understand what I'm uploading, whether I'm actually typing in the right categories, and then actually just posting all the images and the visuals and the information. So thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate this session. And I hope there'll be more because we all need to be trained. I'd love to do this in another language if that's possible. I think that there's so much scope, and I really do feel that there should be more sessions on this so that more ladies are aware of this campaign. And maybe I'm sure World Pulse will organize this in the future anyway. There'll be more sessions where more ladies can attend and participate, because I just feel it's Ramadan now. A lot of the ladies around the world probably are fasting, like me. But yeah, we probably just missed the time during the day, but maybe I'm sure World Pulse can arrange other sessions with you. But thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure learning about this, and I really feel I've benefited so much. So I really do appreciate your time and your knowledge and your expertise. It's been fabulous. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think you brought up a great point, which is this should be done in several languages. I mean, I believe last year we did trainings in 3 different languages. And there was one in Spanish, in French, and in English. But I mean, I would love to see way more, and definitely we will definitely organize more of these events. So beware whose knowledge. So if anyone, I don't know if anyone else wants to speak up.
I think Caroline had a raised hand. Am I wrong?
That he needs to clarify the dates of the CTA. So now that he has given me.
Who did you mention?
Yeah, I was going to speak, but I thought someone else was speaking. I just wanted to add to what Sabina just talked about now. You know,
it was the date they received the reservation.
Why? Okay, there we go again. This is why we actually, I see Wikipedia as like giving us power, you know, as women, to really just amplify not just the profiles of women, but their photos, kind of like let the world know there are amazing women doing amazing things around the world. During the last Visible Wiki Women, I asked if I could share about my girls. So some of our girls, girl advocates who are already speaking out about girls' issues, I was able to share their photos. Until today, I'm excited that, you know, we've been able to get some of them on Wikipedia. So already, even early, we're able to let girls and women know that you have a space to really let the world know the amazing things they're doing. And more so, even with our advocacy. I mean, the vice president's wife I was talking about when I spoke earlier, her profile was only loaded in March this year. So you can imagine, because as at then, I really tried to get, you know, information about her. It was just her interest in cooking, you know, this is the vice president's wife. You know, how come nobody sought to write, you know, quality things about what she has been doing? So, you know, in connection to this is that we also do more advocacy for women's profiles to be in our mainstream media so that we can really amplify women's work around the world. Thank you again, World Pulse, for this. Thank you, amazing sisters. And yes, World Pulse, we need more of this.
And I just want to voice something that Tam shared in the chat. In 1966, I asked in high school why there were no books by women and was told women had never written a book worth reading. And I do believe that in certain regions, and some people still believe that. And so we have to fight that. But I think it's time. We're a little over time. So we hope you enjoyed this session. We are so glad you were able to join and that you have become part of this campaign to make women visible online, which includes you, of course. So remember that you're worth being on Wikipedia. You all do amazing things and are transforming your communities, your countries, and that deserves visible acknowledgement and a place on the internet. But anyway, we have many plans around Wikimedia and Wikipedia, so keep your antennas up for future events. And finally, I want to thank you, Whose Knowledge, for this incredible training and for your ongoing support and your partnership, and it is a real honor for us to do this with you. Thank you all and see you soon. I think Mariana shared the contact email in case you're stuck with uploading photos or creating your accounts. I'm also available. I will share my email at World Pulse, and you can write anytime if you need like a partner to upload photos, because I'm planning to do a little bit of that over the weekend. Thank you again for everything and see you soon.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See you. Bye. See you.
Bye-bye.
Anna, just before we leave, are you
Yes.
going to send a recording of this video to all of us who've
Yeah.
participated today?
Yes.
And then can we have the details of the Whose Knowledge team as well, so that we can keep
Yeah.
in contact with them, please? 'Cause
Yes.
my memory's like a fish. I won't remember anything or anyone right now. So it'd be fantastic to keep in touch with everybody.
Yeah.
And if you could
Yeah.
post, I don't know, the social media handles and maybe their LinkedIn profiles, so we can connect that way too, that would be fabulous. Sorry, I didn't mean to say, but I just thought that was an important point to add at right at the end. Thank you so much.
It is.
Thank
It
you.
is. Thank you for that. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Keep in touch.
Bye. Thank you.